Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. Today, I'm going to be reviewing A Song for Arbonne, or is it A Song for Arbonne, by Guy Gavriel Kay. You know, I've owned this book ever since it was published in the early 90s, and I was like, pronouncing it, The Song for Arbonne, the entire 30-some-odd years that I've owned the book. A Song for Arbonne. And then I just recently, on a drive I took, listened to the Audible.com version, and the narrator, A Song for Arbonne. I was off. I was away, fucking off the whole time. You have to understand why. Because this book is based off of sort of an alternate history France setting, like Provence in France. And, you know, a lot of French words end with the A, the Arbonne sound, you know, the Carcassonne, the, a lot, you know what I'm talking about? The E is always like an A at the end of it. You know, I'm wearing the Paris shirt. It's Paris, it's Paris. You know, none of the rules that I make up on this channel really apply to much of fucking anything. But you can see why I would have been confused. It's A Song for Arbonne by Guy Gavriel Kay. Came out in 1992. We always talk about the covers first, so let's get into that. This cover of the hardcover edition was done by Cannuccio Craft, one of the great illustrators of the 1970s and 1980s and 1990s. I mean, this lady did some exquisite illustrations on a lot of classic novels, and they used her for this, and it captures perfectly what Provence in France may look like, with the troubadours and the harpists and the knights and the mercenaries and the artisans and everything that we've got. You know, Guy Gavriel Kay sort of has a soft spot. If you follow any of his books, which I've got them all right here, he's got a soft spot for the artisans and craftsmen of the medieval times. And a lot of times his stories are based upon those people. Like in the Mosaic series, it's about the people that make the mosaics. You know, and in each series, he kind of takes a different craftsperson or artisan and wraps a story around them. This one, it happens to be the traveling troubadours, or the bards and the singing minstrels, things like that, and sort of their culture, what they go through, and he mixes that in with an alternate history version of Provence in France. And if you've also read any of the other Guy Gavriel Kay novels, you know they're all standalone novels, but they all kind of take place in this shared European alternate universe that he's created. So a lot of the stories do overlap, even though they are standalones, if that makes sense. It's like they're all set in this alternate history of Europe. And Asia, actually. We get into Asia in some of his later books. But anyway, they're all a shared universe. They all happen in the same place. Kind of like Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere, or The Dark Tower with Stephen King and everything he writes. These all have references to other of the books. That's why it's kind of a brilliant little thing he's done here. I'm out of breath. I don't know why. I went hiking yesterday and it wore me out. But anyway, let's try to get back to the book review here. Song for Arbonne. It's about these troubadours and their culture, and not only that, but these warring factions. They're not really warring, but there's this matriarchal society that sort of runs the area where most of our action takes place. And there's this guy named Blaise. I love that name, by the way. Blaise. And I pronounced it Blaze from the get-go correctly, because the Audible.com narrator also pronounced it Blaze, because I was going to be like, now if this guy's name is Blase, I don't know, my world has been turned upside down, because if this is not Arbonne, it's Arbonne, and Blaze is not Blaze, but is Blase, then I don't know what the fuck is going on in this universe. But thank God it was Blaze, and the narrator pronounced it as Blaze. So I was like, cool, because he's a cool guy. He's like a fighter, man. He's like a badass. Anyway, he comes into the story. He's kind of got... These stories are all about court intrigue, battles, tensions between different cultures, and a lot of art and a lot of artistic people doing a lot of artistic things. And I just love it. And even that, not only that, but it's written in such an artistic way. I think that what I'm going to do is just read the inside jacket cover here to finish, because it gives a fucking way better description of the book than I just gave. And then I'll give you my rating of it, and then we'll be done with the video, but let's do it. So Arbonne, God, I keep fucking that up. Arbonne is a sun-blessed country of vineyards and olive trees, and the home of a passionate, goddess-centered culture. To the north is Gorhaut, a dour kingdom of warriors led by a cruel, misogynistic lord who sees Arbonne, as ripe for the taking. One man is caught between the two. Blaze, a rough-hewn northern mercenary who serves bemusedly in the courts of the south. When the invaders sweep down from the mountains, the men and women of Arbonne face their darkest hour. They find the power of love and poetry tested against their might of fire and sword, and Blaze discovers that the fate of courtly Arbonne may lie in his rugged hands. Shall I continue? This is a dazzling imaginary history peopled with vibrant array of characters, from the sardonic Blaze to the haughty queen of the court of love, to the beautiful minstrel girl whose life was forever changed by a chance encounter in a tavern. This series is richness and complexity. Anyway, we won't go on with that. People hate it when I read. They hate it when I read because I read like I can't read out loud. I would never be able to do audible.com narrations. Song for Arbonne. Fuck. A Song for Arbonne by Guy Gavriel Kay. Like everything. Let me just go. If you've seen my Guy Gavriel Kay reviews, I've reviewed a handful of his books already. The dude is a masterclass writer. I mean, this guy writes better than all of us other fantasy writers combined. Let's just get that out of the way right now. This dude is fucking dope. This guy's writing is lit. It's on fire. It is super fly, beyond super fly. It is like, this is an all-star writer, and he is giving you his all-star, pitch-perfect best writing in these books every time. The writing is gorgeous. The story is fucking fantastically action-packed, and at the same time it's beautiful, and you just know you're in Provence, France when you're reading this, because everything is described with the lushness and the gorgeousness that you would expect of Guy Gavriel Kay's writing without being overwritten. My books, on the other hand, are way overwritten. Sometimes when I read Guy Gavriel Kay's books, I'm just like, why am I even trying? Why am I even in this business? My writing is just pales in comparison. And I'm pretty fucking good. But this guy is a god when it comes to writing. I give this A Song for Arbonne a 10 out of 10 because just Guy Gavriel Kay is just the man.